Good morning, it's Sharice here. I hope y'all saw Nola in my little thumbnail picture. She's laying on my bed, per usual. All right, I think I got my camera propped up, and y'all can see me. Pretty decently lit today. All right, it is in the morning. Like I said, I don't know what time it is because with this camera, my laptop is like, might be kaput, but I think it's around 5:20 a.m. So we're gonna get started with my face. It's firstly cleansed. I am going to go in with, oh, we're close, with the Juice Beauty Stem Cellular Lifting Neck Cream. I'm gonna do this first. I like to just put a glomp on my neck and then I rub it in. I'm gonna rub that in. It's Friday, Friday. I'm so happy it's Friday. Yes, I'm so happy it's Friday. Okay, okay, okay. For the rest of my face, I am going to go in with this Algenist Elevate Advanced Retinol Serum. I got this as gratis to try out. Looks like this. I've been using it kind of like a moisturizer, and I'm just gonna do 2 pumps of this. I also like that it's a vegan one, so it's like very gentle on the skin. I feel like it's helped to smooth out my skin, which I think retinols are geared towards fine lines and wrinkles. I don't really have too many of those yet because I'm only 25, but I feel like this definitely helps to smooth out my skin. Like, I'm not against using it. It doesn't add to my oiliness or anything like that. Next, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Soft Matte Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. Very long name. I'm going to do 1 pump over here, 1 pump over here, half a pump up here, another half down there. I'm really going to work this into my skin. Give myself kind of like a face massage. Really working it into my skin. Going over my eyelid as well, open the nose, my whole face with this. And then lastly, my large forehead. So that's our first primer. I kind of know the look I want to do. I'm just debating how I'm going to do it. Like, I know what colors I want to use. I'm feeling blue, all these blue looks, starting with like the Kim Kardashian palette, and then Patrick Starr has a blue in his palette that he came out with before Kim and Mario came out with theirs. I don't know, I've just been feeling the blue look, but I've also been very lazy, so I don't know if I want to do it like on my lid, like how it looks in his promo and Patrick Starr's promo. I have it right here. Or if I just want to do a pop on my lower lash line because I'm feeling lazy and time. So I'll probably just do a pop of blue on the lower lash line. But then I have several blues I can use. I think I'm going to try and keep it like mostly Beauty Bakerie products in this video again. For some extra security when it comes to my oils, I found that doing 2 primers works best for me. So one that is still mattifying, but maybe not the most mattifying that I have all over the face, and then I go in with a more intense one just in my T-zone. And the more intense one we're going to use is going to be the Becca Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector. I've had this same container for years, and I still have, I'm going to say like half of this is still full. Like, I'm working it down now. There's still so much product in here. You only need a little bit. So I'm going to take a little bit on my finger. You see that dot? And I'm going to start on my nose where the main issue is. And you're going to see I stop like on my cheek area. You see how matte this section is now? Like, it almost looks a totally different like color than the rest of my face. This stuff is very potent, very powerful. A little bit goes a long way, puts on my chin as well. Then a little bit in the lower portion of my forehead and into the brows and onto my eyelid. And then you'll see I start to pat around the edges to kind of spread it out even a little bit further, but a little bit goes a long way, and it really does like matte you out. Honestly, my skin is more on the, it's been more on the normal side as of late, but I just prefer a super matte makeup look. That's what I prefer, which is why I use so many mattifying products. All right, so now our skin prep is done. We are primed, we're ready for foundation. Of course, I'm going in with the Beauty Bakerie Cake Mix Foundation. I wear shade 13. During the summer though, if I get darker, I'll probably be shade 9. So I'm going to show you guys how I apply it. Since I had so many issues, I finally figured out the best way to do it. I'm going to continue using this brush that I've been using all week. It's supposed to be, I'm pretty sure, for contour or bronzer or even blush, because it's relatively soft. It's from BH Cosmetics, and it's their number 114. As you can see, it's angled. It's been well used. I love this brush. It's a little bit soft. It's not as dense. So like I said, I go on with 2 to 2.5 pumps on each side. I do half my face at a time. So we're gonna start on this side. So this is 1 full pump, 2 full pumps, and then I'm gonna do a half. It's a lot of product. Then immediately you're going to kind of disperse it around your face. And then you're gonna go in to blend it more. You're going to use dabbing, patting motions. And you just want to quickly do this because it does dry relatively quick. And if you want the most even finish possible, you got to work fast with this foundation. I'm moving my hair back. I don't really even need to see up close to do this. You just want to just keep on patting, keep on patting. And this is going to give you full coverage. If you go with like 2 pumps per side, you're going to get full coverage. This foundation to me is more of a medium coverage. Look, and it comes out so nice and flawless and even using this method. Whatever you do, do not swipe. Now the unevenness you're seeing is literally the texture of my skin, because I do have texture on my skin, because y'all know I struggle with acne, adult acne, and I have scarring, and I have not just dark marks, but like the little hole scars too. Like good girl got a lot of scars. Okay, so this side is done. The color match is really, really good. It's still looking a little bit pale on camera, a little bit like ghostly grayish, but I promise you in person it's a beautiful, beautiful match to my neck and my body. It looks really good. It's coming off a little light on person, and you can just see the difference between how this skin looks versus how this side looks. And this is my problem side. Let me sip a little bit of green tea. I'm drinking straight green tea today. I ran out of my teas. I need to add that to my shopping list. I need to get sugar, I need to get teas, and I think that's in gallon plastic bags. Or rather, gallon Ziploc bags. Not plastic bag, Ziploc bag. Nola June. Oh, she's scratching her ear. All right, so one side is done. Yeah, that's the texture of my skin. One side is done. Time for the other side. Same thing. 1 pump, 2 pump, and a half. It's a lot of product, but I've got a lot of issues on my face. This is what works best for me to get the coverage that I desire. So you're gonna like lightly kind of spread it out, and then you're gonna go in and pat it in. And this is working without me using the oil, without me using anything truly moisturizing on my skin. These are like mattifying products that I used, and I'm applying this foundation on top. I'm telling you, it will last you, it took 10 hours for my face to start to get oily. Using these same products that I'm using today. I wore it yesterday. It took 10 hours for any oil to break through. So the oil control on this Demi Matte foundation is Truly amazing. It's amazing. It works. You just want to be very careful in the center of your face where the products overlap because you don't want it to lift in that area. So you very gently kind of want to press over and like merge the two together very gently. I'm going over my eyelid as well, get under the eye, get the hairline, get your chin, get your whole nose. Let me look up close again. All right. Okay. And then once it starts to dry down, like, you gotta stop. You can't keep going because or else it's gonna lift. So basically you kind of have to work fast. So that's this side. And kind of whatever's left over my brush, I kind of carry it down my neck a little bit. Even though I don't really need to, because honestly this color match is so good. It's honestly the best color match I've ever had in a foundation. It looks so good. And it does, I don't want to say it oxidizes, but it does dry down a little bit darker. On camera, I'm still looking a little ashy, but I promise you in person it matches my neck, which is a little bit darker than, well, it's a lot darker than my chest. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I apply it. Now watch how it transforms when I add powder to this. So you see how you can still kind of see the texture of my skin like very, very clearly through, and it almost makes it look like the foundation is patchy, but it's not. Because this is so matte, it really like clings to your skin and it really adheres to the skin, which think about like when, let's say if you have cellulite and dimples and rolls on your body and you wear like a very thin skin tight dress, you can see the texture of your skin, like your rolls and stuff underneath the dress, like showing through the dress. And I thought that's kind of how this foundation is, which is why I think setting it with powder is what really gives it that super flawless look. And almost with all my foundations, powder is what makes it look extra flawless. Like to me, my skin looks really good. I have the coverage I want now, but to get that flawless like velvet finish where the texture is kind of blurred, powder is what does that for me. So we're gonna go in with my favorite, Coty Airspun. I have not found a powder better than this that helps to control my oils. Ooh, a lot fell out. You see it flying through the air? Just gonna put a little bit of this into the cap. Don't need a lot. Sifting it into the cap. Oh, and I have the shade Suntan, which is like this peachy pink color. And y'all know the drill. I'm going in with another BH Cosmetics brush. It's a flat top brush, and I've just coated it in powder. And I'm gonna go in and set my eye area and anywhere you would normally highlight with concealer. I'm gonna use this lighter powder to set it. Trying to keep it nice and concentrated though. I don't want it to go everywhere, and focusing where I get most oily as well. So like the side of my nose, you'll see me press up against the side of my nose a lot. This is really gonna help make sure I don't get any creasing. And it's gonna help kind of highlight and add dimension to my face. I'm really pressing it into my skin. Major key. Even though this foundation is pretty much set in place and locked in, it's not going anywhere right now, I still like to make sure that I'm just pressing it in. Ooh, my nose ring. She tried to come out. I'm also gonna do a little bit on the forehead. Just a little bit of this powder on the forehead. I don't want to do too much because as you can see, it does make me look even more ashy. But I do get creasing in my forehead sometimes, so I want to make sure that those are really set and locked in. And then last, I like to go around my mouth. Because I get tiny little crease on this side of my mouth. So now I look really, and whatever's left over, I'm going to take on my actual nose. So now that I look really ghostly and ashy, you can see the difference in tone between the parts that have the coated airspun and the parts that don't. Now that I look really ghostly and ashy, we're going to go in with a skin tone powder over the top of all this and on all the places that haven't been set yet. This is like my go-to technique for adding dimension to my face without using concealer and with just minimal product and for great oil control. So now I'm going to take one of my favorite powders, the Black Radiance Soft Focus Finishing Powder in the shade Milk Chocolate Finish, which is the darkest shade they have. Looks like that. And the same brush, because your girl is efficient, I'm not using a whole bunch of brushes. I'm going to coat this brush in that powder. So now it's brown, like me. And you're going to see me apply this in the areas where I haven't set yet. And I'm using this powder quite heavily. It also will help to add coverage. And I'm pressing it in to my skin. We're also going to do the forehead and around the hairline, which I put twists in my hair last night. I don't know if they're dry all the way. If not, I'm going to wear a head wrap. If they are, then I will try to untwist them if I have time. I don't even know. I might just wait till after school to untwist them. As you can see, I'm going over like my entire forehead because I have a large forehead. And we want to make sure that my forehead is not highlighted at all. So I'm basically going down all the way to my brows with this powder on my forehead. And I know I look really ashy right now on camera, but I have a few foundations that look like that. And this one is definitely one of those that looks super ashy on camera, but in person I look beautiful and brown. Okay, so after I get all the places that didn't get any powder yet, what I do is I go over the places where I applied the coated airspun to mesh everything together. Oh, can't forget the sides of the nose. I like to use a lot of the skin tone powder on the side of my nose. It kind of helps to sort of contour it. And then with whatever's left over, I'm going to go over all the other areas. I always like to make sure I go over my ears as well. So now my face is looking very velvety. The texture has been reduced, like it's more blurred. My skin looks way more smoothed out and even more flawless than when I just had on the foundation. And there's even more coverage. Like you can even see on this side, like how it looks way more smooth and flawless now. Even on this side that has all the acne on it and the issues, my skin, like in person, looks super duper, just buttery, smooth, silky. It looks silky in person. That's a good adjective to describe my skin. All right, so now, because it is so even and flawless and silky looking, now I look kind of flat. So I'm going to add a little bit more dimension to my face with some bronzing, contouring, and like illuminating highlighter. And today we're going to use the Coffee and Cocoa palette from Beauty Bakerie. Y'all have seen me use this once before, or a couple times now. But yeah, my skin in person really looks so good. Like I can see with the kids, they were like wondering, like, what did you do differently, Miss Ishman? I definitely see a difference. I'm glad I finally figured out a way to make this foundation work with the primers and things that I already have to maximize what it's supposed to do. Because using the oil and stuff, like it worked and it lasted, but it didn't last 10 hours without getting oily like it does with what I have just put on. Like this, we good, we Gucci. I'm going to take this Ulta blush brush and we're going to get started on the cheek area. For contour bronzer, I'm going to use the shade Antidepresso. It is this beautiful, deep, purpley, shimmering brown. It is such a pretty shade. It's very pigmented too. I'm going to take this into the hollows of my cheek. You see that? Really nice. Take this into the hollows of my cheek. Oh, okay, cheekbone, cheekbone. I am so tired, but I have energy at the same time. I'm just happy it's Friday. Like, Lord, thank you. How many more Fridays left until the end of the school year? Honestly, I'm not even counting the last week of school. The last week of school is literally going to be me taking pictures with teachers I love and with students I'm going to miss, and like that Monday of the last week of school, we don't have school, and then the next 2 days, the 28th or the 29th and the 30th, are field day, so I'll just be outside all day with the kids, which I'm not opposed to. It's fun, you know, they're having fun. It's nice to see them running around and enjoying like the bouncy house, and there's a water slide and all this sort of stuff. It's really fun. So like that's not really working, you know. It's just more like supervising their enjoyment for the last few days of school. Field day. We have to break it up into 2 days because my school is so big. And we want to like let them actually be outside for quite a long time. And then after that is the 30th and the 31st, which are the last 2 official days of school. And those are always, you know, like the party days where they have their little classroom parties and their little like in classroom, like moving up ceremonies and things, and just like reflecting. A lot of kids will write a letter to the next class that's going to be their grade. to the rising whatever grade they're in. So second grade will write a letter to rising second graders, and the third graders will write a letter to rising third graders. I think that's just so sweet. You know, like a letter about like what to expect in third grade, what they're gonna learn, about like their teacher. Like it's really sweet. I think that's so cute. I love that a lot. That concept, that idea. All right, so now that we have some shape to the face, shape to the face, I'm gonna put a little bit up here, whatever's left over. I don't want to do too much because I'm afraid it will actually like look purple up here. Like the thing is, it has a very like purple brown shade, and depending on what part of your body you put it on, it can look purple on your skin, because I use this as a blush too, this shade. So actually, speaking of using it as a blush, I'm gonna take some more and use it as a blush because I think I don't want to do anything too bright or too pink with the eye look I'm gonna do. So now I'm gonna take it up on my cheeks, and I'm using circular motions. I'm gonna apply it lightly. I also like that it has shimmer in it. It's really pretty. Well, shimmer isn't the best for texture, but you know, I don't really care about all that. I do what I want. This side is so smooth, it looks good. Why can't my other side be like this side? Okay, so I'm applying it more like a blush now, higher up onto my actual cheek. Look at that, how pretty that is. It's so pretty. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. All right. Actually, I feel like I need more, a little bit more, before I move on. Just to really make sure that we're nice and well blended and even on both sides. Ooh, ooh, I love that. Even though there's like a huge pimple right in the middle, it's okay. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to highlighting. Sticking with the same Coffee and Cocoa palette. I haven't tried this shade yet. I'm gonna try a little bit of Deja Brew just to see what it looks like. It looks more matte to me, but we're gonna see. I'm using the It's My Ray Ray and BH Cosmetics collaboration brush number 5. I love this brush for highlighting. Oh, okay. It's like a really subtle highlight. So I'm just gonna put some on the other side just so that it's even. Yeah, it's really subtle. That's like for if you want a more natural glow. That's pretty, but not me. So Now we're gonna layer on top of that your Grounded, which is more shimmery. You can just see the difference in how they look. So we're gonna put that on top of this just for an added punch of highlight using the same brush. Yes, it's so beautiful. Okay, how are we doing on time? Yo, I feel like it's almost 6 already, probably. So I'm just gonna lay that on top. See how that added a little bit more highlight? Yeah, I like a little bit brighter of a highlight. It's still not too intense though, like in person, but it's really pretty. Also gonna apply this to the bridge of the nose. I do have to work at Ulta today, so today's gonna be the ultimate test of the longevity of this foundation because I'm literally gonna have it on from what 5:30 a.m. until basically 10 p.m. which is usually like my longest day are Fridays because I work both my jobs. And this is going to be similar to a marching band day, which is good for me to test this out because I will be teaching marching band again, which means super long Fridays and super long Saturdays due to competitions and football games after school. Oh yes, oh yes, the glow is there, it's real. I'm also going to apply this into my brow bone. I just like to use whatever highlighter I use on my face in my brow bone because I feel like it really just brings everything together. I need to know what time it is. I'm about to go check real quick after I take a few sips of my tea. I don't feel like I'm getting sick, but like I've been talking a lot. You know, teachers, we talk a lot and it wears your voice out. And then my best friend Jackie called me yesterday, so I talked to her for a while, so I did extra talking. And then I made a video yesterday, so like that's additional talking. So my voice really hasn't had a chance to really rest. I look scary without my eyebrows right now. And I keep just highlighting my lip. I know I want to wear a liquid lipstick today. I just don't know what color. I have the eye look in mind. We'll figure it out after I do the eyes. The eyes are not going to be super complicated. I'm actually going to use the Do It For The Gram palette yet again. I've used it quite a few times, a couple times. Let me just check what time it is real quick. Okay, it's 5:46. We're doing great on time. It's time for me to go in and do my eyebrows. I'm using the Wet n Wild retractable eyeliner pencil. I promise you guys, if you saw my skin in person, it looks really, really good. Like this foundation with powder on top, it looks so good. I honestly look fake. I look very unreal right now. But as the day goes on, like by that 10th hour, literally by the end of the school day and I'm on my way home and I walk my dog, like it looks way more, it looks like it's my skin because the color match is so good and the makeup is kind of like settled in. Right now I'm looking like beat to the gods. Like where am I going? I'm just going to the schoolhouse. It looks so good. It looks so smooth. And I noticed that even with my dry under eyes, this foundation doesn't really accentuate that for some odd reason. Like usually it will get, like my face will start to get oily and everything will be oily except my under eyes and then I look like a zombie. A kid told me that yesterday. She's like, you look like a zombie the other day. And I was like, wow, you're sweet. And their teacher like heard it. She's like, that's nice. And I was like, I don't really care. I've heard worse. I model professionally. If you want to have people literally like hurt your feelings to your face, become a model. And let's say you don't have skin that's as like normal combination oily as mine, but you still like a super matte look. Excuse me, bless me. You can spray your face at the end, and that will help with like the dryness. It doesn't feel tight. My face doesn't feel tight at all, but it definitely is like it's very matte. So if you don't like that look, or if you feel like it looks too dry and crepey, then just spray yourself with some sort of setting spray. I haven't tried that yet because I don't want to mess up the look if it doesn't work out, especially when I actually have to go to work. Plus, I'm not really a setting spray kind of girl anyway. So I am creating my eyebrow with this pencil. I love this pencil so much. And now you see why I like to like highlight my brow before I do my brows, because then it would look, I'd have to touch it up if I did my brows first and then highlighted my face. So that's one reason why I go in the order I go in. Okay, okay, I like it. Looks good. I'll take it. Let's do this one. Maria, Maria. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. Put chapstick on. I'm just going to use this Nivea Milk and Honey Lip Care. Putting on a very light layer because I'm probably going to wear liquid lipstick. Maria, Maria. It's Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. We're learning about Cinco de Mayo in my class, of course. Because my student population is, there's a lot of Hispanic students at my school, and I just want to make sure that they feel important and included, because I go in during Black History Month teaching them about people. So I feel like I need to make sure that they feel equally important. I also go in for St. Patrick's Day. You know, we learned about that hardcore and river dance. And what else? A whole bunch of Irish stuff. We learn about their traditional clothing and everything. I break it down. We talk about bagpipes. We talk about the difference between Irish bagpipes, Scotland bagpipes. So, you know, people get Ireland and Scotland confused a lot of the time, and they share a lot of similarities, but we go in. So I make sure that I try and represent each culture to the best of my ability in my classroom. So I want everyone to feel included and important, and like I care about them and their heritage and their culture and their history. Because that's what I want my teacher to do for me. And it's like no one's forcing me to do this either. That's another thing. Like you can tell the teachers like do stuff because they have to, or they do stuff because they actually care. And actually care. And I want them to know about these things. Like it's just, you know, they're probably never going to be tested on it. Like the Battle of Puebla in 1862 is what Cinco de Mayo was really about. It was the French versus the Mexicans. And the Mexicans were completely outnumbered, and their technology and weapons weren't as civilized as the French, but they still won. You know, I'm probably never going to be asked about that in my life, but at least I know what the true meaning behind Cinco de Mayo, especially if you're going to be celebrating, know what you celebrating. It's kind of what I tell the kids. Like, before you start talking about something, make sure you have all your facts, okay? Whether that be a person, a holiday, anything. Know your facts before you start talking about it so nobody can roast you. And they respond very well to that. Like, oh, we get this. We see how this connects to our personal lives. So funny. They're so funny. And I also do kind of like a miniature research lesson. Like, how do you find information about Cinco de Mayo? How do I know that this information is valid? What websites are reliable, what aren't, .org, .com, .net, .edu, what's reliable? So, not your average music teacher at all, I don't feel. But yeah, I love this brow pencil. I'm just trying to make sure my brows come out somewhat symmetrically. The tail of this one, I accidentally kind of like took off when I did a peel off mask one day. And I accidentally got it on the end of this brow. So there's not really much hair there anymore. Just keeping it real. I have no idea what I'm gonna do to my hair. I'm probably gonna wear a head wrap at this point in time. So I need to do eyeshadow still. The eye look I'm gonna do is gonna be very, very simple and easy. Okay. I'm so excited for some of my fifth graders. They have a super duper like high interest in band, and I'm totally a band kid. I love band. Band is the reason that I'm a music teacher. I decided to make this my profession and my career. So I've been talking to the kids that have been interested. One of them came up to me like after he visited the middle school, and he was like, "I heard the band and they were so good. I signed up for band. I'm gonna be band." And I was like, "Okay." GGP, we'll call him GGP. Mr. GGP. I am so happy for you that you're gonna be in band. And he was like, "What instrument do you think I should play?" And I was like, "I want you to choose that. I think you'll be successful at whatever instrument you choose because you pay attention, you understand that it takes time to get good at an instrument, and you're smart, so you can conquer whatever instrument you want to play." But I literally said, don't play the saxophone just because I play the saxophone. Okay? Don't do that. Do what you really want. All right, my brows are done. Let's get this face done. Let's get this face done. For my super giant pimples, I don't know, I'm probably gonna leave these two alone, even though they are very inconveniently placed. I'm gonna leave everything on my chin alone. I think just for this, well, maybe these two. Oh, that one's kind of big too. Let's make some of these into moles real quick before I start to work on my eyes, so they have time to dry, and then I go over them lightly with the powder brush. Wait, is that the one? Yeah, that's the one. Literally just gonna take some eyeliner, black liquid liner, and go over them. So we're just gonna have Orion's belt over here. If you know that constellation, it literally kind of looks like this. It's 3 dots that are kind of spread out. This side is good. These two right here, this one is like going away. And then there's one that's like right here. I'm actually going to give number 15 to my little sister because it's actually her shade because she's lighter than me. Actually going to give it to my little sister. Because she is in nursing school. She doesn't work, so she can't really afford makeup. So, yeah. I'm going to give it to her. All right, that's enough. This right here literally looks like I got some new sort of strange piercing. So, thank you. Like I showed y'all yesterday, you want to see how I apply it, and literally the results are amazing. All right, so let me go ahead and do my eyes. We're going to use the Do It For The Gram palette, I think. There's a blue in there. I don't know if it's going to be the color that I want, but we're just going to go with it. We're going to figure it out. I'll use the Patrick Star another day. Oh yeah, there's a blue in here. That'll work. All right, so this is the Beauty Bakerie Do It For The Gram palette. So I use their foundation. I use their Coffee and Cocoa Contour Highlighter Blush palette. And I'll be using their eyeshadow palette today. We're going to do a pretty neutral look on the lid with a pop of blue on the lower lash line. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's hop to it. I'm going to take this shade right here. I'm about to put that all over my lid with my finger. It's kind of like a gold shade. It's really kind of subtle, which is why I really like it for my lid, because most the interest is going to be on the lower lash line because it's going to be a pop of color. So I'm just going to quickly swipe this all over my lid with my finger, and I'm also blending it out with my finger because we're going to put a brown in the crease. Not sure if it's going to show up on me. It's not really super dark, so we'll see. But I just want a light wash of this golden shade on my lid. As you can see, it's really pretty. I say as you can see a lot. So now I'm kind of like dabbing it on to get a little bit more pigment. Other eye. I've used this shade a lot. It's one of my favorites in the palette, actually. I just know I wanted some blue, some sort of blue in this look today. And not on my lips. Praise God, today is Friday, y'all. I have been waiting for Friday. Like, I've been waiting for the Lord Jesus himself to return to this earth. That's how, like, ready I was for Friday. Okay. So now that ooh, that's really popping. Wow, that's really bright in person. Like, these shadows are very pigmented. The formula is a little bit like more dry feeling, so you don't get like a lot of kickback or anything like that, and you don't get really any fallout. Actually, no fallout whatsoever. So that's on the lid. Now we're going to take this deeper brown. I'm going to apply that into the crease using the It's My Rare and BH Cosmetics number 6 brush. Again, this brown, and if it doesn't show up, I'm going to have to go in with a darker brown from another palette. Yeah, this brown is not dark enough. Yeah, so we're going to have to layer another brown on top, but I'm going to kind of use this as a transition. And then I'm going to use another brown on top of it. From one of my Bad Habit palettes. No, we're going to use the Minted Cosmetics. Let's keep it black owned. Okay, yeah. That literally almost did basically nothing. Like, it's super duper faint. Like, it makes a good transition, but not what I need for my crease right now. So let me grab that Minted Everyday Eye Palette. That's more for you. Don't install me Minted palette. Where is it? I thought it was right here. Oh, there it is. It was hiding. So I'm going to use the Minted Cosmetics Everyday Eye Palette, and we're going to take the shade Brown Out. It's a super dark pigmented brown right there. Great mirror on this palette. Using the same brush, I'm going to put this deeper into my crease. Oh, wow, it's so pigmented. Wow. As, what's her name would say with the P, Patricia Bright. Wow, that's very pigmented, very much so. That's what I needed. And I'm bringing this into my crease as well, whatever's left over. I really want this look to be a little bit more neutral, so I'm not going to add any more of the lid shade, and this brown is kind of overlapping onto my lid. I'm going to take the brown in this middle of the palette called Upside Down Brown. It's a little bit lighter. I'm also going to place this into my crease area and a little bit on the lid. Okay, I'm going to like lightly go over the lid shade too. So I want that to like just barely be peeking out. All right, so the lid eyeshadow is done. Shout out to this palette for giving me those deeper browns. I really do like this palette. It is a great everyday palette. I've done a couple looks with it on my channel. It's really good. So now we're going to work on the lower lash line, the inner corner, and that's where our pop of color is going to be. And the pop of color today is going to be blue, azul. One of my students wrote a story. Okay, so we're doing creative writing activity 2, Beethoven Symphony No. 5, the one that goes da 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 that you hear in a lot of scary movies and cartoons and stuff. And he decided to write a story about a Mexican Grim Reaper, and he was like, "You must read this in a Mexican accent," and it was hilarious, hilarious. I love my kids. They're so funny. They're so funny. So the blue we're going to take is this blue right here, the bright one right there. I'm going to take this little brush from Coastal Scents, and we're going to put that on my lower lash line. I've been really wanting to use blue in a look. This isn't the exact kind of shade I wanted, but it's still pretty. And blue is very complementary to brown eyes. I'm getting eyeshadow in my eye. Yeah, this is not as blue as what I was hoping. That's okay. I had an idea, but if it's too complicated to execute, then yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to work this onto my lower lash line, trying to build it up. I don't really want to spray the brush. I mean, it's pretty. It's just not the shade. I was looking for like a cobalt cerulean blue, a brighter blue. This one is a little bit more toned down, but that's okay. Probably a good thing for school, right? Still pretty. Not mad at it. We'll do more blue looks this weekend. I have a feeling this weekend is going to be all sorts of different blue eye looks. Ways to incorporate blue into your makeup. Yesterday I did a navy blue wing liner, and that was so pretty. And like it was so dark navy blue that it almost looked black, but it really just made my eyes pop. I forgot how much wing eyeliner really like accentuates my eye shape. I have very almond eyes. And when I do a thin wing liner, it really like accentuates that. Really liked my makeup yesterday. Okay, so I'm just building this up, and yeah, I like it. I have to wear all black anyway, so you see that? It's really pretty. It's really pretty. I'm kind of like smoking out. You can make it as thick and as blown out as you want to. Like, ooh, my eyes, pretty. So for the inner corner, we're gonna go in with the iridescent looking blue shade underneath it. Hold on, let me see what this shifts to. Oh, we're gonna put that in the inner corner and see what happens. This shade right underneath it. You see how it's kind of like iridescent? It's a little bit lighter of a blue. Taking the same brush, gonna put that in the tear duct area. You kind of can't see it, but that's okay. Gives a cool effect. It's been a rough week at school. Like, it's like the kids, they're getting to the point where some of them that have been doing really well this school year have been doing so well all school year that they're at their breaking point now where they're like, I need summer. So tensions are running a little high in some classes. And we're just like, y'all just need to make it through testing and then y'all can go home. But we need you to be here for testing. That's starting. Well, they've already started this week, but the big tests start next week, like our big state tests. And I have a good feeling about this year that they're gonna do just as well as they did last year. Ooh, this is looking really pretty with this in the inner corner. It's like a more aqua blue, like a little bit lighter of a blue. Has a little more like turquoise kind of tone to it. It's pretty. Perfect for the inner corner. Pretty. So that's how I added blue to this look. Adding a color to the lower lash line if you're like afraid of color is a good way to experiment and add color to your looks. Shout out to all the 3 Beauty Bakerie products I used today in this video. Let me put them back. And now we're going to finish up the look with some mascara. I'm going to go in with the Essence Lash Princess mascara. I could do winged eyeliner again today, but I feel like, no. I'm just going to keep it simple. I really like the way this looks though. It's really pretty. This mascara is so good. Of course my nose is running yet again. And it's messing up my foundation. Of course. I don't need this. I don't have time for this. It's probably already 6. I'm trying to go to McDonald's today before I go into work. I really want a hash brown. Just one hash brown. Isn't that crazy? I just want to eat one hash brown and get one of their overpriced vanilla lattes, but they're so good. Like the Starbucks, like fancy coffee drinks are so good, but they're overpriced. Like the most cost-effective coffee place I know, like food in the morning, is Dunkin' Donuts. Like they're so cheap but so good. I love their caramel iced coffee. So good. I tried the hazelnut the other day and it was like, ugh, I just didn't. I love hazelnut, but it just, I guess I'm just so used to the caramel. I didn't really like it. And then I tried the caramel with a shot of espresso in the morning, and that really gives you a kick, but I didn't really like the taste. I just like this nice, sweet, sugary, very unhealthy caramel. I mean, do you see this mascara? Like, so good. But yeah, the McDonald's drinks are really good too. They're just overpriced. They're more expensive than me getting more ounces at Dunkin' Donuts and a cold iced coffee drink. I haven't tried their hot drinks. I'm a little scared. Because I always just know them for their iced coffee. So good. In college, when I wrote for her campus at Winthrop University, our president and vice president loved Dunkin' Donuts, and I think they even wrote an article about like Dunkin' versus Starbucks, or they had like a little feud going on in her campus, and I was like, let me see what this Dunkin' Donuts hype is about, and ever since then I've been hooked. So shout out to you, girl. We still chat on the Snapchat every now and then. You know, she's a writer for or publisher or something. She does stuff that has to do with writing still. Full-time as her professional career in Charleston. So yeah, I'm happy for her. Yo, this mascara is so good. I mean, it really just changes the look when you add mascara. Just like people say it changes the look when you add lashes, but I don't wear false lashes. So, but lashes do make a difference. Whether they're real or fake. I finally feel like my lashes have grown back from when I accidentally trimmed them. Took a month. This side is still a little short on the end, like don't look quite right yet, but it's okay. Also gonna put a little bit on the lower lashes, being very careful to not cover up the blue shadow that's down there that's peeking through. That is so pretty. I really do like how this look came out. I also love putting turquoise in my inner tear duct, like a true turquoise, like a really bright one. That looks so pretty with brown eyes. With more of a bronzy lid shade. So pretty. Yo, this mascara is so good. Do you see that? It's so good. Like, I'll never buy high-end mascaras again. Just wiping off the excess from the tip so it doesn't get on my skin. Good thing I already know what I'm gonna wear. It's supposed to be pretty hot today. So I'm wearing a new top I got. It's like a little wrap top with ruffles on it. I wore it in a video before. I think last week Sunday I wore it. I wear it again today. It's really cute. Yesterday I wore my music note dress that I've only worn one time since, and everybody acted like they'd never seen me wear it before, but I have. I just don't wear it too often. I need to order more music note stuff because I am that music teacher who would wear music note clothing every single day because I am a music teacher and I love music. Even though it's really corny and cheesy, I would do it if I had it, but I don't. So I'm gonna build up my collection. Y'all see this? This look? This look is so pretty. Yeah, it's so simple. Like, it's not too complicated. Very easy to do. That's one thing I love about like my makeup style. Like, it's glam, but it's very easy to do. I feel like the steps are really easy. You just have to take your time. That's very important, is taking your time. Let me check the time, speaking of time, to make sure that I'm not like super late. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, I need to wrap this up. So for my lips, I'm honestly liking my natural lip color. So we're gonna do something on the nude side, nude liquid lipstick. Which one do I want to do? But yeah, this look is so pretty. My skin looks so good, and you can see how the bronzer contour is like adding dimension to my face, like adding shape to my face, definition. Yeah, really good stuff, Beauty Bakerie. Really good. Love it. Looks good. Thank you. So what are we gonna put on these lips? I don't want it to be too dark. That's the thing. I feel like if I do Beauty Mark, it's gonna be a little dark, but I also have After Hours. Ooh, it's a hard choice. I'm trying to see which one is more pink. This one, which is Beauty Mark. We're gonna go with Beauty Mark from NYX. It's one of their lip lingeries. I really like these. They're really nice. Oh, that's so dark. See, it's dark. It's like brown. Oh, look how it looks good though. Ooh, okay. Never mind. I like it. I like it. I'll take it. It's very close to my skin tone, but not close to the natural color of my lips. My lips are very pink. They're not really brown. Well, the top lip is brown, the bottom lip is pink. Okay, but I like this color. Ooh, this look is a look. Let me go, bruh. Especially if I'm gonna make it to McDonald's. I want to hear Drake Nice for What. That song's like playing in my head. I really like it. So good. So this is the look. My teeth look really white. I am going to do a head wrap today with this look. I really like the way it came out. And you see the skin is just divine. It is flawless. It is smooth. I wish I could keep this on at school, but they would probably roast me. My principal might pull me aside and be like, are you wearing a bonnet to school? We don't want that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am going to give you a quick little peek at Nola because she looks so cute on the bed. Look at her. She's adorable. And on that note, I gotta go. Thank you so much for watching. You have a fantastic Friday.